I'm pretty excited about this, man. Very, very excited. On the phone today, we have one of my favorite fighters to come off of The Ultimate Fighter. It is the immortal Matt Brown. He's fighting this Saturday, 7 p.m. on Fox. It's going to be one hell of a card, and it's for free, so you can't miss this. You can't miss these free ones. It's just not worth it. So, Matt, how are you doing today, man?
I feel good, yeah. I'm just, cutting weight and trying to get mentally prepared for Saturday.
Now, when you were on The Ultimate Fighter, you pretty much had you had an even record, if I remember correctly, right?
Probably. I don't remember, honestly.
And now you've come out in the UFC. You've rattled off 6 wins. You're looking at your 7th win. I mean, it's almost like a Cinderella story. So, if you go in for a title shot here after this fight, not that I'm trying to help you look past your opponent on Saturday, but at the same time, you win on Saturday. You're looking at a title shot. They're going to make a movie about you in 20 years.
Hopefully less than 20 years. I could use that money. That'd be pretty cool.
Now, I was pretty bummed that we didn't get a chance to see you up here in Sacramento when you were going to fight Carlos Condit. You seemed a little disinterested at the press conference when you were there. Is that just because you don't like doing the press things, or did Carlos not impress you at all? Were you open for a title shot instead?
Man, I can't remember that well the press conference, but I don't remember not really being that interested or whatever. I think maybe I had a long fight or a long, it could have been a multitude of things, but I was definitely interested in that fight 100%, man. Carlos, he's every bit a champion. He just didn't have a belt at that time, but, he could be champion any day for sure. Yeah, he was champion for a while, the interim champion, so.
That would be a fight.
He was a 100% worthy opponent. I was ready for that fight 100%.
Well, now, do you feel Erick Silva's not kind of a worthy opponent? I know he's ranked quite a bit lower than you. You've been asking for a top 10 guy, and now they even have him as a 2-1 favorite over you. Kind of the rankings and the underdog status is a little weird. What's going on there? Yeah,
rankings-wise, it doesn't really make sense, if you look at it from a political standpoint and rankings and all that, but yeah, the skill-wise, he's 100% a legit opponent. He's very dangerous, and I got to be completely ready for him. So I'm not overlooking him at all. I'm looking only at this Saturday night right now.
Are you kind of used to being an underdog, though? With the way things came out after The Ultimate Fighter, you won on the finale, but then you lost your next fight. Then you won your next 3, and then you lost your next 3. Then you won your next 1, and then you lost your next 1. And now all of a sudden you've changed. Something happened. Something clicked, and you haven't lost in 6 fights. But at the same time, with the roller coaster record that you had before these 6 fights, are you used to being that underdog?
Yeah, it's definitely nothing new for me. It doesn't really affect me one way or another.
So what did change after your last loss? You got submitted back in November of 2011 by Seth Baczynski. What changed after that? What clicked, if anything? Because you've rattled off 6 wins in a row, only 1 by decision, the rest of them by KO or TKO. Did something change at your camp? Did something change in your game plan?
No, not really. There wasn't really one thing that I changed. I think it was more just a matter of staying on, staying in the gym, working hard every day, and just keeping on it, never giving up, and never slowing down, and not letting losses bother me, and just looking at myself critically and honestly, and just, more than anything, just staying on it, not taking a step back, just keep taking steps forward and breaking down doors every day, and that way, I think good things always happen to those who work hard.
Now, if anything could change, one thing I've always kind of wondered is, have you ever thought about changing your nickname to possibly the one that you accrued on The Ultimate Fighter? Now, I know the Immortal is very personal, and it has something to do with some of the things that you've been able to overcome in your past. But at the same time, if Diego can go from the nightmare to the dream, have you ever thought about going from the Immortal to Matt motherfucking Brown?
Man, they tried to do that. Actually, my corners. I tried to do that, but the UFC wouldn't let me.
I can only imagine Michael Buffer having to say that at every time that you fought. All the UFCs,
it'd be pretty cool, but
it'd be awesome. But all the UFCs would all of a sudden get like an NC-17 rating just because because Buffer has to say Matt MF and Brown every time you came out. It'd be insane. I do have a question about the time that you called out GSP. I've always thought that you were, an awesome fighter. You overcame a lot, especially going through the Ultimate Fighter, with, being looked at as the underdog, being looked at as the guy who has an even record, and also the roller coaster of wins and losses that you had. And you've always seemed very humble, very honest. You're humble in victory and humble in defeat. And the time that you called out GSP, it didn't seem like Matt Brown to me. It seemed very disingenuous. Did you feel like you were kind of coaxed into calling out GSP, or were you honestly calling him out?
It was exactly what you said. I'm humble and I'm honest, and I believe 100% I'm a bad matchup for him. So, that's not. I'm not saying that egotistically, and I'm not saying that disingenuously or without any loss of honesty. That's truly what I feel. Now,
we obviously know that you're very honest. I've listened to your podcast, your legit man shit podcast that you had. I want to know, are we going to hear more of those? I mean, I know obviously you got in a little bit of trouble over one of them, which, I mean, come on, it was in the name. They should know that you're allowed to say whatever you want, and it's a personal podcast.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do a lot more. It's going to be a steady thing. We just kind of, with all our schedules, it's not always easy to get together, but we're gonna keep the ball rolling. We'll probably do one next week or the week after, actually.
Well, just so you know, I support equality in mixed martial arts. I, too, believe that if men have to fight topless, then women should have to fight topless as well. Otherwise, if women are going to wear sports bras, then men should have to wear sports bras. I'm just saying, equality across the board in mixed martial arts.
All right. I'll let you guys talk about that. I'll say no.
Well, do you feel that, I mean, after this whole thing came out, and then we just recently heard about this lingerie fighting championship league, do you feel that they approached you to be a guest referee at all? Or if not, I definitely think there's a missed opportunity. I mean,
I haven't even heard anything about it. So that's the first I heard of a lingerie fighting league.
Well, it's the LFL, and it's going to be coming your way soon, man. And they should ask you to guest ref, or at least guest commentate. I think that'd be a great fit. So before we get off the phone with you, man, we have one more question that we'd love to ask all the fighters that call in, and I can't wait to hear your answer, honestly. It's a tailor-made fight question, and Dodge came up with it, so go ahead and run with it, Dodge.
All right, so it's going to be who wins in a fight, a bear with machine guns for hands and feet, or a pterodactyl that poops chainsaws?
Pterodactyl all the way.
The pterodactyl that poops chainsaws. They are active when they come out, and he can dive bomb the bear. The bear shoots machine guns, of course, out of its hands and feet. Matt Brown chalking one up for the pterodactyl. You sure?
Yeah. You ever seen you ever been to the damn Smithsonian and seen the size of that damn pterodactyl?
Actually, I have not.
It's gigantic.
No, I've been to the other museum in New York, but not the Smithsonian. No, I have no idea how big a pterodactyl is, actually.
I go there and see it. It's freaking gigantic.
So it's happening this Saturday, coming at you from Cincinnati. It's at 7 p.m. on Fox. Make sure you check it out. It is Matt Brown facing Erick Silva in the main event. Of course, Matt Brown, thank you so much for being on the show today. We wish you best of luck this Saturday in Cincinnati.